Hi, hello, and welcome back, everybody. Today is a good day. After 5 months of hard work on all sides, we finally got the great news of WONHO. He is cleared of all charges. If you are new to this series, I highly recommend you to watch the last 4 videos to see what we've been dealing with in the past months. In this video, I want to show you a few things you could do as a fan to show your support and love towards WONHO and towards MONSTA X. I am sure most things will not be new to you, but maybe there are 1 or 2 things that you still find helpful. With that being said, let's start part 5. This is a crucial time for WONHO and MONSTA X in general. They were exposed to a lot of negative reports because of the never-ending and serious allegations. I can't even begin to imagine what nightmares they went through to overcome this difficult time. We as fans should give them back as much as possible. So to keep clearing their name, it is very important to help spreading their positive image to the media. If you have some sort of connection to a journalist, blogger, or influencer, then please talk to those people. Maybe they find the motivation to write about WONHO's case. And by doing this, more and more journalists and maybe even bigger newspapers or TV stations will report on it. For someone in the entertainment industry, media exposure is key in getting new job opportunities. And if you don't know anyone, then how about tagging big accounts in your tweets? It's really simple and basically done in 10 seconds. When you find positive articles about MONSTA X, then try to stay on the article for a little while. The reason behind this is that a lot of search engines only count a view or a read when you spend about 30 seconds or 1 minute on a page. Also, leave a like, an emoji, or write comments. By doing that, the articles will be pushed on top of search engines and more people will see the news. And maybe the news outlets will realize how many people are interested in MONSTA X and will continue writing about them. On the other hand, you should report negative articles and comments, especially on NAVER. Remember, there are still so many people out there that call WONHO bad names and sided with this page and the 2 main accusers. You need to be prepared for all kind of backlash from paparazzi sites or toxic netizens. It's best if you don't interact with this kind of negative content in the first place, but if you are already there and see negative comments, immediately report them. Do not give haters attention by arguing with them. It's just wasted energy and time. Report the comments, block the accounts, and move on. If you have the opportunity of talking to MONSTA X on FANCAFÉ, then it goes without saying to just keep doing that. But maybe you are not as lucky. Then there are many other options. What I usually do is I get in touch with other MONBEBE that do have FANCAFÉ. I write my messages and send them to those that are offering to upload letters to FANCAFÉ, and they just put my message up there. The other option would be to write on MONSTA X's NAVER talk wall. This here is, for example, the link to WONHO's site. It was never deactivated. The simplest way would be to log in with your Facebook account and leave a short message there. And with WeLive, there is probably no explanation needed. Just keep clicking the hearts and send encouraging comments on there. You could even go this far as to translate a few words in Hangul and send those translations to the members when they come online. If you're old school like me, then you probably enjoy writing postcards. This is why I started an international postcard project back then when the news came out. It's the cheapest option to physically send post to South Korea. For example, a stamp in Germany costs around €1. And the postcard itself only takes about 1 week to arrive. When I send postcards to my friends in South Korea, they usually arrive in 4 or 5 days. The longest period I had to wait was 2 weeks, and it was only once. Letters and packages, on the other hand, take a little longer to arrive. If you want to participate in this project, you can find all the details on my pinned tweet. And if you read everything but still need help with the address, then wait a few more days, because I'm also thinking about uploading a video on how to write a letter to Starship Entertainment. This would solve your problems regarding the Korean address. Being it YouTube, Melon or other sites, keep streaming MONSTA X content. And since they are targeting the Western market, we should especially focus on YouTube and Spotify. For YouTube, there are certain rules you need to follow for your views to be counted, but I'm pretty sure you have your sources for that kind of information. If you don't have a Spotify account yet, I highly recommend you getting one. The simple version is free, but still allows you to do most of the needed stuff. You could either create your own streaming playlist or follow other accounts that already created one. I read a few rumors that Spotify wouldn't count streams from playlists, that they would only count if you manually search for one song at a time. This is not true. Spotify is a music streaming platform. Its whole purpose is for you to create playlists and listen to them. Don't mix this up with YouTube. So don't worry about that rumor. The only rule that I somehow keep in mind on Spotify is to not put one single song on repeat. Instead, I put the whole playlist on repeat to start again once every song was played. At this point, we as fans should be prepared for anything. The more exposure there is, the more people will have an opinion about it. So keep in mind that a potential comeback, be it as a solo artist or as a MONSTA X member, will not be easy for Wonho or anyone around him. There is so much pressure on him to rejoin MONSTA X, and the expectations for his comeback are higher than ever. Remember, this has never happened before in the K-pop industry. So the psychological toll on Wonho, on each MONSTA X member, on all the PR department, and all staff in the different companies is extremely high. We as fans can't even begin to understand what they had to endure during all this time. This is not the end of this movement. This is basically just the beginning. We as fans need to be prepared for backlash from all different sides. Supporters of the two main accusers, toxic people from other fandoms, K-nets, OT6 supporters, tabloid magazines, all the people that made fun of us and our hashtags, all kinds of negative comments, threats or false accusations. And not just that, but I don't even want to begin to talk about the millions of tears we will be shedding with MONSTA X the next times they go on stage. When they finally can talk about all the pressure they had to endure in the past months. When they start apologizing for making us worry, even though they obviously don't have to. So don't assume everything is fine now. We need to be prepared. Metaphorically and symbolic, somehow the theme behind the Follow album became reality in the past 5 months. To only the smallest extent, we as fans felt the emotions the members felt during their performances. Helpless, sad, desperate, angry. Or, how a wise man once said, it burns deep and comes in waves. In the end, it seems like they overcame all these negative emotions. So let's not give up on them now that the good news about Wonho's legal case came out. Let's continue our support for Wonho and MONSTA X to start a new chapter in their and our lives from zero.